Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. We're going to talk about some really cool, exciting features in C# 8. C# 8, this version has got some really nice features which would help us as a developer to write some really high performance code and able to deliver a good quality software. The first feature we're going to discuss about is read-only member. What is read-only member? So in C# we can actually declare a member in a struct as read-only. Why do we do that? By doing that, we can maintain the state of the member. What happens downside is when the member consumes other variables or members or properties, it actually creates a copy in the memory of those variables and properties a member is consumed. The reason behind it, when you put a member into or a variable or a property into a read-only member, so in order to maintain the state, the compiler says, hey, I have to maintain the state, so I can't change the state. Instead, what I can do is I can create a copy of what you're asking for. So it creates a copy, and by this process, the memory consumption grows and performance gets hit. But C# 8 has introduced a read-only member warning in output window. So what it does is when you do something like this, in output window, you would get a warning saying that the compiler would actually say that I'm going to create a copy of this. Also, the good thing is compiler will tell you how to fix it. So we're going to actually dive into a code snippet and we're going to see this, how and what happens. So let's have a look. Let's see in action how it works in memory. Let's say we've got circumference member, which basically saves the value of circumference of the circle, and we'll also have a read-only toString member, which calls the circumference and returns a meaningful information back to the user. So what really happens here is when the toString member calls the circumference, and since it's read-only, the compiler will actually create a copy of the circumference, and when toString calls circumference, it won't consume the actual copy of the circumference. It will consume the copied version of the circumference. So every time when the circumference is being called in different areas of the code, it keeps on creating multiple copies. So which is kind of an overhead in the memory. Well, it is an overhead in the memory. So in order to avoid this, C# 8 has introduced a feature called a read-only feature where you can declare read-only to your members. Now what will happen is when toString calls circumference, since it's declared read-only, so it won't create a copy. Instead of compiler will actually tell toString to consume the actual value from circumference itself. So it's just only one memory address you have for circumference, and there's no more copies created just by declaring your actual member as read-only. Yes, this is a really good, efficient feature in C# 8. Let's see how it works in code. Now, I'm just going to go through a quick demo. So we've got a project called C# 8 demo, and we've got a struct called read-only member. So what we're going to do is we're going to just create a small application, or I would say just a small struct, which basically which has just got a property called radius, and takes in the value of radius and then just calculates the circumference for the circle. So yeah, let's do it, and then we can actually see how this read-only member feature works, and the warning message which I was talking about, and the message along with the warning message tells you how to fix it. Okay, let's dive into it now. So let's just create a property called radius. I'm just going to declare it as double. Spell radius correctly. That's right. And the next one, I'm just going to calculate the circumference of the radius. That's what we're doing here. So just go to type as double. I'm just going to circumference. That's right. And the formula is 2 multiplied 2 pi r. 2 pi r is the formula. So system, namespace system, that's right. And that's the radius. Great. So if you're going to call this from outside, it's going to, if it calls a member from outside, it's going to return the value of the radius. Great, it's fine. So now we decide actually to use override toString. And if you want to call it from outside, if you want to just return it as with some information message and the value as well. So let's say if we could create public fine. So and if let's say we can return with a message size. Just pass it. Yeah, perfect. Great, so we've done this now. So if we just going back what we did here, we're just going to get a property called radius, and it's going to calculate the circumference of the radius. And finally, it's going to just override whenever we call toString. It's just going to return with this message, and it's going to return the value of the radius. It's great. So now, that's all fine, but we want to make sure this member does not change the state. So in order to do that, we are going to declare a read-only modifier. So that's a read-only modifier. But automatically, something's come up here. But let's do this later. So the compiler tells you straight away that call to not read-only member, read-only member circumference get from a read-only member results in implicit copy of this. So that tells you it's going to create an implicit copy of the circumference. Also, as I told you, if you just rebuild this, it should come up on the output window as well. There you go. Say that tells you this. Yeah. Now this member, sorry, this message is very clear. So it's going to create a read-only. So from the read-only member results an implicit copy of this. It's very clear. So now it also tells you something now. So you, if it is a read-only member, we need to fix this by adding a read-only here. So now message is gone. So if we actually build this, and you don't get warning anymore. So the warning message actually did not tell you directly what to do, but it gave you information what is wrong. It tells you it's going to create an implicit copy of the circumferences because it's been consumed under this read-only member. To fix this, we just need to add a read-only member in front of a double, or just add a modifier to circumference member. Let me ask a question. So let's see. Let's do something. Let's put this radius, circumference of the circle is so and so for the given radius. For the given radius, a half cone. This property has been consumed here, but the compiler is happy. Now, what the compiler does is the compiler automatically assumes for any given property which has got get in it as read-only. So it's really cool. So there's no need for you to go and change everything. So at least things which have got get in the property, the compiler knows it's just read-only, and it just ignores it. So it actually treats it as read-only and it just ignores it. So by this process, what happens is it does not create any copy of circumference or radius. Instead, it just uses what's in the memory. It uses the same address in the memory to do the processing. I hope this is clear, and I'm sorry about if I haven't explained anything very clearly. Please do leave comments in this video. I can try and get back to you as soon as possible. Any questions, any feedbacks in regards to this demo, it's really welcome. I'm also going to push this into a Git repository, and if you want to pull it down, you can. And I will leave my Git link along with this video. Thanks for watching my video, and hope to see you again. Thank you. Bye.